Featherweight prospect, Collin Anglin. What's going on, Collin? How's life right now in your neck of the woods?
Life is good. Just out here in Colorado. Just moved into a house with my fiance and my dog. Training hard. Yeah, things are going well.
So you completely relocated to Colorado to pursue this career in fighting.
Yes, yeah. I came out here probably about 8 weeks ago, just to like get some good training in, train with some world-class guys, and I came out here with a couple of my teammates and my fiance Mary, and during that week, me and my teammates Cody Brundage and Amanda Cooper, we just decided like this is the next step. So we went back home to Michigan for a week. Broke the news to everyone, packed our stuff, and moved out within a week.
That's it. So it was an easy decision for you then. It wasn't like you were contemplating it for like months or something.
It was a really tough decision. It was definitely really hard, but especially leaving like our previous gym and family and friends. It was extremely hard. But it was a decision that, considering, my fight, my Contender Series fight, and Cody's Contender Series fight, camp had to start then. And, we wanted to do the full camp with our new team and new coaches. So it was a decision that, it just had to be made then.
Yeah. I completely understand. A lot of fighters, they kind of are handicapped by not wanting to leave their comfort zone, but you are not. Sure. You're like, hey, I need to get out of it and pursue this fight game, and it's good for you, man. Now, why did you decide on Factory X though? Like, there's so many other camps around the U.S. Why that location?
Yeah, so the training partners, every day I'm training with guys that are in the UFC at my weight class or weight class above or below, like Yusuf Zalal, Chris Gutierrez, Jonathan Martinez, Alexander Hernandez just moved out here, so he's on the team now. So I mean, just that training right there alone is unbelievable for me. And then the coaching staff is incredible. Mark Montoya, the head coach, he's just well, first of all, he's a great guy. And you could be a really good coach and not a great guy, and I wouldn't choose your gym. You know what I'm saying? So Mark is both of those, though. He's a really good guy, and he's an amazing coach. So he was a huge factor in that decision. But yeah, it's not saying that my coaches before or my training partners before weren't good enough or anything like that, because they are. They got me to this point. You know what I mean? Which is a hard thing on its own. It was just, I feel like everyone, at some point, everyone needs to move on a little bit. You know what I mean? To make their stuff happen. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, man. Now let's look at your record, your resume. You know what I mean? Your 7 wins, 1 blemish. I wanted to get into the blemish, right? It was your second fight as a pro, KOP 61, unanimous decision loss. It must have been a major learning experience for you. What did you take away from that fight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was just talking to somebody about it the other day. It was the biggest learning experience, I've had in my MMA journey this far. I was undefeated going into that from amateurs to pro. I was 1-0 as a pro at the time, and honestly, I just felt like I was on top of the world. I was like, no one can beat me, this and that, and so I took that fight against a game opponent, and I took that fight on 5 days' notice. Just like my coach called me, said he had, had a fight available in 5 days. It's a weight class above, but he thought I could get the win, and so did I. I took it without questioning it, and unfortunately, yeah, it just didn't go my way. It was a close fight, I think. I wasn't ready for it, and it didn't go my way. But I took a lot out of that loss. I was always so scared to lose, because I have, every one of my fights, I have my entire family, my entire support system there, and I was always so scared. Like, if I lose, what are they gonna think of, this career decision? What are they gonna think of me as an MMA fighter in general? I was always so scared of that. And after I lost, nothing changed. I unfortunately I got a 1, on the losing side, but nothing changed as far as support or any of that. Everyone was there for me, and everyone was just like, you got to get better, put in the work. If this is what you want to do, get better so that doesn't happen again. And that's what I did.
Did it give you more freedom? Do you feel like mentally heading into fights after that?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like I said, it was the biggest fear to lose in front of my family and friends. I mean, I have my grandma there, my mom there, my fiance there, brothers, sisters, everyone comes out for me. So it was such a huge fear, to lose in front of them. And not only not only what they think of me after, but at the same time, like, their emotions, and it's got to be hard for them. And it definitely was hard for them to see me lose. But yeah, just knowing that no matter what happens, as long as I go in there and give it my all, I'll make them proud. I think that's that frees me up a bit, going into a fight.
The support system is there outside of
Yeah.
the gym, right? Is major, and I feel like that's so important for every fighter. But inside the gym, before you moved to Factory X, you must had a few coaches that molded you. You know what I mean? Who you can give credit to? Who are these coaches?
Oh yeah, James Gray. He was my head coach and the owner of Scorpion Fighting System in Michigan, in Brighton, Michigan. He's an amazing coach, and he's done a lot. He got, for a regional gym. I mean, for a regional gym, he put 2 people in the UFC, which is Amanda Cooper and Michelle. Honestly, I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to try. He's a 185er. And then this year on Contender Series, he had he put me there, Cody Brundage, and Josh Parisian, who's a heavyweight. So I mean, Scorpion Fighting System is an amazing gym, and there's a lot of talent there. And yeah, so James Gray, the assistant or head jiu-jitsu coach, Brian Fornacero. Yeah, the two of them, I would say, are really molded me into who I am right now, and really made this happen for me. So, it was really hard leaving them because what we had was more than just a coach. What we have still, is more than just a coach-fighter relationship. They're some of my best friends, and I consider them brothers. So, yeah, that was really hard, but they completely understand and support me 100%.
That's what makes them great people, man, and a big part
Exactly.
of your
Yeah.
life, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Oh
for
yeah.
this training camp for the Contender series, what key differences do you see in in what you're doing for your preparations? Have you added something new to the regimen?
Absolutely. I mean, um, just the structure of my fight camp for this has been I mean, this has been the best fight camp I've ever had. I you don't miss days, you don't miss practice. You're there every day. If you're not, coaches shooting you a text saying, where the hell were you today? But yeah, I think just like the training regimen and the structure is what's really helping me this fight camp. It's just, yeah, and my teammates. Like I said, I'm going with guys who are already there and who are already successful there. So yeah, I mean, I'm improving every day.
Now, with your opponent coming up, Oron Kahlon, break him down, man. What do you know about him, and what do you think of his skill set?
Yeah, so I think he's a well-rounded fighter. I think he has a flashy record. He's 16-0, but I don't think that the people he has fought, are at my level or even at a high level in general. Um, it seems to me like he's got a pretty padded record. And like I said, he's a well-rounded fighter. He's good on the feet. He's good on the ground. But I'm better. I'm better everywhere. So, I think that I think you're in for a good fight.
Now, you consider him a well-rounded fighter, but
Yeah.
where do you feel like you separate yourself from him? Like, what aspect do you feel like you excel so much more?
I would say on the feet and wrestling for sure. I think I'm a better wrestler than him. The fight won't go to the ground. The fight won't go to the ground unless I want it to. And I think I'm a much better striker than him.
You training in Denver, in Colorado, has that been a struggle was it a struggle for the first couple of weeks with the elevation and everything?
Oh yeah, for sure. I came here thinking like I'm in good shape. I got good cardio. It was an awakening. You learn real quick that that these guys is their level of cardio is just it's a different level. I'm there now though. It took me a few weeks, but I'm there now. But yeah, it was definitely tough, and yeah, it was hard for the first couple weeks.
Yeah, I think that's everybody. Everybody that goes up
Yeah.
there, they realize it, but they get used to it, man. Because you guys are top athletes. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's
for
your
sure.
job.
I mean, even like the first couple weeks we were here, you go on like a hike, and you know, a mile into the hike, I was like, Jesus, like just breathing hard. I'm like, what is going on? Uh, but yeah, you know, it's worth it. I'll tell you that. Um, you know, going to Vegas like for my pre-shoot stuff and getting in a workout there, you can tell the difference. There's a huge difference. So it's definitely worth it.
So, you know, what kind of performance are you expecting out of yourself? How do you visualize winning your UFC contract?
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna just go in there and put on a good performance like I always do. I think that I will get a finish, whether it's a knockout or submission, whatever presents itself. You know, uh, obviously everyone hopes for the knockout, but we'll see. You know, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna be the best Collin Anglin I've ever been, and whatever happens, happens. You know, I know I'm gonna get the W. It just we'll see how it goes.
All right, one last thing before I let you go. There's many different types of competitors in this sport. Would you consider yourself more of a martial artist or a prize fighter at this moment?
At this moment, I'm a martial artist. You know, uh, I would say if I didn't have a job, you know, besides this, I would be a prize fighter, or maybe a mix between both. But you know, right now I'm not making enough money doing this to be a prize fighter. You know, I'm right now I'm doing this for the love of the sport, and I'm doing this to improve and get better, and yeah, really become a great martial artist. Yeah, you know, hopefully one day I'll be fighting for you know, a lot of money, and I can call myself a mix between both. But for now, I'm a martial artist.
All right, all right. Well, August 18th, you get to show your martial artists or your martial arts on the
Actually,
Contender series, which
real
is very
quick,
exciting, man. And Colin, appreciate the time. Good luck on the fight. Stay safe, and yeah, man, we'll be speaking soon. Hopefully with
real
that
quick,
UFC
John.
contract.
I actually have a little some news.
Okay.
Maybe should have told you this earlier, but we kind of just started rolling, so I went with it. But unfortunately, I just got news today, like right before our Skype here, our meeting. But my opponent is having visa issues to
Okay.
get into the country, so my fight's been pushed back to September 15th.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so it's no longer August 18th. It's been pushed back to September. Um, it's a bummer because I was ready to go, but you know, it just gives me a few more weeks to prepare and get that much better. So you know, it is what it is. That's the fight game.